We're going to be looking today at some shortcuts we can use when we're dealing with exponents when we have the same base. Remember that in this case, this is the base and this is the exponent. So when we are multiplying with the same base, there's a quick little rule we can use. I'm not going to do it just yet because I want to show you how it works first. First, what I'm going to do is expand x to the third. X to the third means I take x and I multiply it by itself 3 times. Then I'm going to expand x to the fourth. A weird arrow. So x times x times x times x. So that's x to the fourth. So these two are being multiplied, so I'm going to go ahead and add a little multiplication symbol right there. So if I look at this whole thing, I have x times x times x times x times x times x times x. And we know that to shorten this, if I'm multiplying x by itself 7 times, I can just write that as x to the 7th. I'm going to look at a different example. So if I look at this one, I have no exponents here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add x to the first, x to the first, x to the first. Whenever I have a base without an exponent, the implied exponent is 1, x to the first power. So if I have x times x times x, that is x times itself 3 times, so that's x to the third. Now, what I want you to notice is this is x times x times x. 1 plus 1 plus 1 gives us 3. In the previous example, we had x to the third and x to the fourth. So I'm just going to go ahead and write that down. And that gave us x to the 7th. And if we add 3 plus 4, we get 7. So this brings us to the product rule of exponents, which tells us if we're multiplying with the same base, then our exponents simply add. Now it's important to know it only works with multiplication. If you're adding or something in here, the rules become very different. But if I just have x to the something and x to the something, then I can take those two exponents and have x to the a plus b. So I'll do one more quick example. Say I have x to the second times x to the fourth. So that would give me x times x for x to the second, and x times x times x times x for x to the fourth. If I look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that gives me x to the sixth. And if I add my exponents, 2 plus 4, I get 6. So this is x to the sixth. Now, most of the time you can expand these out, but if you have something like x to the 100th times x to the 50th, you really don't want to expand that out. You just want to add those exponents to be x to the 1/50th, which would be very large. So that's the product rule of exponents. Hopefully that helped. And now you can go get some practice with it.